Hello everyone, very good evening to all. Today we are going to cover the harvesting part of our chapter called crop production and management. In previous session we have already covered about the different agricultural practices like preparation of soil. In that we already covered the plowing, leveling and mixing fertilizers. Then in second step we already covered the selection of seed and sowing of seed. After that, next step, we already covered the irrigation, in which we already covered two methods. One is called tradition and the modern method. And we also covered how to take care of the crop. Now we are going to cover today the harvesting and the storage of seed. So first we will cover the harvesting, and which is important step for the crop production. So I hope, am I audible to all, like clearly everyone? Am I audible everyone? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So harvesting is what? The process of cutting and gathering the crop, okay, for the removal of seed from the crop is called as harvesting. Okay. The process of cutting and gathering of crop for the removal of seeds from the crop is called as harvesting. Okay, harvesting of the cereals crop is either done by manually or with the help of, okay, that manually with the help of sickle or with the help of machine called harvester. So again we have two different methods for harvesting. One is called manual and other is with the help of machines. Okay, so when we are applying the manual method, we are using, as you can see here, we have the sickle, which is the agricultural tool that we are using for the harvesting. And by using machine, we are again applying the harvesting process, and that tool we are using is called a harvester. After harvesting, the grains of cereal plant are separated from the rest of the plant. Okay, that rest of the plant is nothing but again which is useful, which can be used as a fodder for the animals. Okay, and which is nothing but the residue and which can be used for the preparation of manure also. Okay, so the removal of seed, okay, it is again done by the harvester or maybe different traditional method also. Okay, and this process of removal of seed grains from the crop is called as winnowing. It's called as winnowing, and if it is done by the machines, is called as thresher. It is called as threshing, and that tool we are using for the removal of the seed is called as a thresher. Okay, so threshing is done again either by manually or with the help of machine. Okay, and that machine is called as beta thresher. Just do remember the name of that machine called thresher. The machine called combined harvester can be used for both harvesting and the threshing. Okay, so generally for the paddy crop or wheat crop, generally for the cereals, we are applying both the process together. Okay, like harvesting and same simultaneously winnowing also. Okay, so winnowing, which involves the separation of grain from the cap. Okay, that cap is nothing but the rest plant except seed. Okay, seed harvesting and tiny pieces of the leaves or stem is called as the cap. Okay, that can be done manually or by using the winnowing machines also. Okay, so now I'm going to show you one video by which you can understand the harvesting as well as the winnowing process. So here, as you can see, we have the harvester. Okay, harvester again, the combined process here, winnowing also done simultaneously. So here we have the crop. Okay, this is nothing but the crop beta over here. Okay, and here we have the large wheel which collect the plant of the crop over here, and it follows over here. And here we have the thresher also. So thresher separating seeds from the crop, okay, and the cap which is removing over here, and seed is being collected. You can see that yellow part behind that driver, okay. Here seed is being collected and which can be like removed out from that time to time, okay. So this is the combined method where harvesting as well as winnowing done simultaneously. Understood, everyone? Everyone understood, Pita?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Once the crop gets matured or ripen, it has to be gathered. The process of cutting and gathering a matured crop is known as harvesting. Harvesting is done in 3 steps. 1. Cutting the crop. 2. Separating grain from stalks, and 3. Removing chaff from grains. Harvesting can be done manually as well as with the help of machines. Let's see how crops are cut. Crop can be cut manually by using handheld tool called a sickle. In big
This is
farms,
the
a
sickle.
large vehicle called harvester is used for cutting the crop. Harvesters save lot of time and labor. Next step is separating grains from stalk. This process is known as threshing. Manual
This is the
threshing is
manual
done
method.
by beating the stalk against hard surface. Machines such as thresher are also used, which are very efficient. Some machines do both the parts of cutting and threshing together. These machines are called harvester
This is
combined.
the harvester combined.
After threshing, grain obtained is mixed with remains of chaff and husk. Clean grains are obtained by winnowing. Winnowing
This is
can
the
be done
winnowing
manually
method.
as well as there are machines which perform winnowing task very fast. After harvesting, grains can be sold for economical gains. All over the world, harvest season is celebrated with excitement. Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Bihu in Assam, Holi in Punjab, Onam in Kerala are the few harvest festivals celebrated in India.
Now we are going to cover the storage of seed grain, and it is a very important process because whatever the process we have performed during the agricultural
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
wait a second, beta. First, can we cover that?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, sir, beta. I am Hemant, sir. Okay, so harvested grains need to be stored at the safe place so that it is not going to get spoiled by the moisture or maybe by the other insects or the pets. That's why how the storage of the food grain is very important. Okay, that harvested grains need to be stored before they are made available for the consumption. To prevent their spoilage, is necessary to ensure that both the grain and the storage area free from the moisture. Okay, so moisture must not be there because if moisture is get present there, seed may get spoiled completely. That's why moisture should not be present in the granaries where storage is done. The grains are dried in the sun because we have to remove moisture from the grains. That's why we have to apply sun dry process to remove the much moisture if possible. They are then wetted and packed into the gunny bags. Okay, they must be wetted like 50 kg, 20 kg, 100 kg of the bags are being made in order to store them, or beans also. Okay, the bulk storage of the grain is done in granaries. Okay, so granaries is the place where grains are being stored. Okay, and silos. Just do remember, very important, this name, granaries and silos are the place where grains are being stored. Okay, everyone. See, one important fact we have over here. The oldest granary is located in the Jordan Valley, and the dates back about, it is 9500 BC back. Okay, it is very important fact that you have to remember. Okay, it's in Jordan, beta, Jordan Valley. Okay. Okay. So see here, this is the granary where grains are being stored. So in diagram, you can see here grains stored in gunny bags. So these are the gunny bags. Okay. They are wetted first and then packed into the bags called gunny bags. And here we have the silos. Okay. These are the silos where grains are being stored. Okay, everyone.
Okay.
So this is the way how storage of grain is being done. Okay. The storage area should be kept clean and dry. Okay. Pesticides should be sprayed before. See what happens generally. Pest may destroy the crop also that grains also. That's why we have to apply the pesticide before going to store the grains over there. Okay. Beforehand to keep the pest away because pest we have to keep away them from that granaries in order to like preserve our grains. Periodic inspection of the storage area is necessary to ensure the safety of the food grain. Okay, so periodic inspection must be applied manually so that we can ensure that its food grains are being saved from the pest and moisture. Is it everyone?
Yes, sir.
So here we have one case study. We had to go through that. It is very
నేను రోల్
important.
చేసుకున్న కర్రీ వద్దు రోల్
We had to go through that case study, beta. Everyone, please.
నాన్ ఇంకా చెప్పు
Everyone, please do keep your
Please,
mic in
sir.
mute condition.
అవన్నీ కావాలి నాన్న.
ప్లేట్
Okay, so now we are going to understand how silos are going to work in order to store the grain. So I'm just starting the video. Just do listen and understand properly. After that, we can discuss your doubt also.
A collection silo allows grain to be stored in the best possible conditions. Located in Samsu in the Marne department, Vivesia's grain silo can hold 43,500 tons. It optimizes the cooperative's logistics and service to farmers. The first step of a delivery consists in weighing and inspecting the grain.
So first, seeds are being inspected properly and they are weighted there. Okay. Then they are being entered inside the silos in order to store the grains.
Several samples are taken directly from the trailer to analyze the grain and check compliance with Vivesia's quality criteria.
See, here the person using or taking that sample in order to inspect the quality of seed.
The goods are then emptied into one of the two receiving pits, which have a capacity of up to 250 tons per hour.
So here these seed grains are being dropped in order to preserve them.
The grain is sent from the pit to an elevator that takes it up to the top of the silo. Once it reaches the top floor, the grain falls through the cleaner separators, which remove small and large impurities using sieves of various diameters. The dust generated throughout the process is removed using an aspiration system. This dust-filled air is first filtered before being expelled outside. The impurities and dust are sent to the wheat-fit pit located outside the silo. After processing, these byproducts can be sold to various industries. As well as the cleaners separators, a grading machine can also be used to separate grains based on their size and shape. This is the case with brewing barley. The grain is then sent directly to the storage cells. Thermometric equipment is used to continuously measure the grain's temperature and ensure ideal storage conditions. Warm air is sucked outside to lower the grain's temperature for optimum storage conditions. From their control post, the silo manager coordinates operations and monitors storage conditions. Then, the expedition phase starts for the execution of a sale. Compliance with the customer specifications is ensured. The cells are emptied from the bottom and the grain is moved towards the elevator, then stored in loading hoppers or silos. The lorry is inspected for cleanliness and positioned under one of the loading pipes. The lorry is loaded under the operator's control. Once the lorry is fully loaded, it is weighed and sampled again for a final inspection. The lorry is covered and the haulier can then carry out the delivery.
Now we had to go through that case study for the wheat. Okay, so see here, wheat is grown mostly in the northern and central part of India and accounts of as much as 3.5% of the wheat production globally. That's very important. Okay, people grow wheat as the important food crop in state of Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, even Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, and Rajasthan. Historians have found trace of the wheat grains in the various excavation of the Indus Valley civilization and Mohenjo-daro also. Okay, Indian wheat has a very short life cycle as compared to the other varieties of the crop. That means wheat can be grown in a very short period of time. Making it ripe for the harvesting is less than a 6 month after the sowing. Okay, it takes hardly 3 months, or we can say 90 days to 110 days. Okay, between that period, wheat can be harvested easily. Okay, everyone. Okay, yes. So we are one of the major exporter of the wheat from India to other various countries. Okay, so here we have completed with our today's session. If you have any kind of doubt, you can ask the question related to the today's session.